Alright everybody, Astrocastrophe here with Unholy, a game that is going to be releasing sometime in 2023. It's being developed by Duality Games and is going to be a horror adventure title, somewhat similar or akin to what I'm going to say, Visage, or maybe Layers of Fear. I'm hoping more or less the former, because I am not a fan of Layers of Fear. This game seems, however, to be, yes, a walking simulator of some sort, but it does seem to have some sort of initiative to it, to where you might actually be combating the enemies, which is something I'm looking forward to. As you can see, you have some strange looking men in these big bulky suits walking and lumbering around that might pose some sort of threat to you. And from some of the footage I saw, you do have a slingshot that you're able to catapult at these assholes and kind of blow them away with it. So there's a lot going on to this game. There's this weird, mysterious woman in the elevator that you keep running into, and apparently you're looking for your child through all of this. So it's a very interesting looking game with just some very beautiful looking graphics. I mean, the realism behind this game is just profound. If you thought Visage was a visually aesthetic game, this looks like it's on a whole new level, and I cannot wait for it. It looks so goddamn gorgeous. The environments and just going into your own apartment and your own room and looking at the setting, the setup, everything, it just looks phenomenal, and I cannot wait for it. I love games that make such a graphical achievement like that. However, on the downside, when it comes to the gameplay aspect, they appear a little lackluster. Like, you kind of got that from Visage. Visage on the gameplay side was just a little lacking. It was a great, terrifying, scary game, and if you put yourself in VR and you're in that house, you're pissing your pants. It was so fucking scary. But after the first half, that game kind of sort of died down a little bit. The first half of that was just horrifying. However, this looks like it's taking something in the same sort of roots with Visage. It does seem that you will be going through these sort of altering worlds from time to time. The game takes place in this sort of brutalist post-Soviet Eastern European society. Again, you are looking for your child, I believe, and you were in some sort of apartment complex or something, and you switch through worlds by the look of it, very much like you did with Visage. Something that is very entertaining to some. If done correctly, I think it's a good vibe to give a game. However, like, if you take the approach that Layers of Fear did, where it's just like you're kind of like fun housing the game, which to me fun housing would be like a walking simulator, is kind of acting like a haunted house you go to, like maybe at like Disneyland or something, where you're going through the Tower of Terror and you're looking at all these different rooms with velvet ropes in front of you, displays of, like, you know, these prosthetic dummies and stuff like that. That's sort of what Layers of Fear did. It felt like you're walking through a fun house or a haunted house at some amusement park, and that's something a lot of walking simulators do, which makes me a little bit concerned about this game. I know Visage did it a little bit, but it wasn't so heavy on that. Visage was more heavy on the emphasis of, like, oh, the lights could go out at any minute and you have to go down in that freaky fucking basement and turn them back on without losing your fucking mind. That was something that Visage employed, so I hope this game employs similar tactics, but it does seem to be a little bit more geared towards combat in one way or another, but I know there is stealth involved with this game. There's also something with these masks you find. Now, I don't know if they take you to different worlds, but it seems like they resemble something between life and death. At the same time, you have these guys, again, lumbering around in these sort of weird, sort of mechanical looking futuristic SWAT suits, or whatever you want to call them, and they seem to pose some sort of threat to you. This it seems like this game has a lot going on with it, and I honestly can't tell if this is going to be like a hit or a miss, because a game like that is, you know, making such a broad statement about itself within the trailers and within all this previews, kind of gives me the impression that it's either going to sink or swim. But after looking at it and seeing just how good it looks, I hope this game stays afloat. In fact, I hope it sails off into the damn sunset, or drowns into the whirlpool, the maelstrom, whatever, because I wouldn't want to see this game fail. Honestly, it seems just like too much of a good thing for me to have my sort of hopes and dreams crushed by. But I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about that. Again, there's other games that are coming out pretty soon now, like the Callisto Protocol, and then we have the Dead Space remake on the way. We have the Resident Evil 4 remake on the way. I'm hoping that this year, 2023, is going to be good for survival horror, or should I say 2023 coming, down the pipeline. I'm hoping that's going to be good for survival horror. So far, it seems like we've got off on a good start with, this litany of remakes, as cheesy and corny and expected as they are. It seems very good for us to start the year off that way. So I hope things keep going this way. This game is going to drop in 2023. It's been in development for, a number of years now. It's being created by these guys that are based in Warsaw, Poland, and we have a lot going on with it. It looks gorgeous. They haven't revealed too much about it, but that is it so far. This is Unholy.